Hello everyone, today is Yom Ha'atzmaut, Independence Israel Day, and some are celebrating, some are mourning, some are confused. I think we're all across the spectrum, and of course everybody thinks he's right. And Baruch Hashem, that's the Jewish people. I think it's no coincidence that Yom Ha'atzmaut happens exactly during the time of the mourning of the student of Rabbi Akiva, who were arguing and fighting and in Torah, but lacking respect, misunderstanding that there can't be just one opinion and that all opinions are valid, and one is allowed to disagree with it, and we have to agree to disagree. So there's always, really what counts is really what's inside of our intention to argue, intention to make a point. And that's fine, we can fight in Torah with love and respect, but the moment you even if you think the other one is completely wrong, the moment you disrespect that person, then you don't understand what Torah is. So I think it's very important to really listen to the other opinions, to the other side, and even if you disagree with them, that's fine. But there has to be love of Torah and love of understanding the different parts, like in the Talmud. This one is going to say this, the other one is going to say that, and even if some even say some very harsh words sometimes, he's stupid, he doesn't understand, we still respect and we fight for the Torah. And I think today is one of the biggest machlokas, one of the biggest argument that we have between the Jewish people. And I think it's not for any reason, therefore, that it happens during this time before receiving the Torah and on Shavuot, and we have to think about it. Now, I'm going to say my personal opinion, and obviously it just reflects just what I believe based on what I've learned on that. I understand the other side. I understand the fact that it was made by secular people. It was not the Israel was not established based on Torah law and foundations. That's clear. We all know that. And Zionism, especially at the beginning, was trying to destroy Judaism, trying to destroy, get rid of anything really Jewish and just become something cultural. And I think the only way to really understand is to look at Jewish history, but to go deeper into Kabbalistic concepts. The idea is that whenever we deal with Malchus, with the sphere of Malchus, when we deal with a royalty or kingdom or the establishment of God's kingdom, it goes through Malchus, meaning it goes Malchus from the 10 Sfirot. For those who are not familiar, is when we have the 10 Sfirot corresponding to man, and the bottom one is Malchus, the last one, last week of Sfiras HaOmer, and that Malchus is always very hidden. It's always very confusing. It's the lowest. It's the most physical. It's the most controversial sphere, maybe we could say so. So just like, or if you go to look history, everything, the way to bring Moshiach and the way to bring redemption has always been through ways that seems to contradict everything. Moabite, incest, right? Incest at the beginning, and then what do you have after that? You had King David, where everybody thought he was a mamzer, and until the last moment, right, until he becomes king, he was rejected by his father and his brothers, and at the end, surprise! When we say in Hallel, the stone that we disregarded, the cornerstone that we disregarded, became the Rosh, became the head. So we think the secular, and yes, there is the Rev Rav, and yes, there are a lot of seculars, people who try to destroy Judaism, and that's, we're not trying to celebrate that, we're not trying to encourage that. However, through sometimes even the negative intention of certain people, the good eventually comes out from that. God has to do it in a way that is not obvious, especially to bring Malchus, especially to bring the Moshiach and the redemption. Hashem has to do it in a ways that doesn't seem to be kadosh, and that doesn't seem to be holy. How beautiful it would have been, and yes, all of a sudden, all the from people established the Jewish religious state of Israel. Amazing. But that would have been too holy, to be too easy to be exposed like that, to bring God's redemption. God likes to make big shows, so to speak, especially for the end of time. It says everywhere that it's going to be big because there's going to be lights are going to jump from the darkness. That's Malchus. So, therefore, it had to go through secular people, through Zionism, through things. It had dafka to go that way. People who learn Rav Kook, I'm sure understand what I'm saying. Is Rav Kook believed in the secular people. He loved the secular people because he knew from them is going to come eventually the generation, the descendants. He was able to see past just the physical, what's in front of their eyes. So yes, there are problems. We lose people in Israel with the army, but we have to understand that despite that, we shouldn't neglect the process that God is using to bring redemption, and the fact that the UN released, gave us Israel. It doesn't make any sense, first of all, and the fact that we got Israel 3 years after we had the Holocaust, like, what does that mean, right? This also doesn't make any sense. And the fact that now Israel is one of the greatest army of the world, is heard everywhere. I mean, like, you just have to open your eyes to see that it's all part of the process of redemption. So our job is to recognize the miracles. I'm not on Independence Day. I'm not celebrating the Zionist state of Israel and that it was down by the secular people. No, what I'm celebrating on Independence Day, I'm celebrating the fact that God gave us a country back into our hands, and He brought Jews, thanks to that, all over the world. And now we have, with Nefesh B'Nefesh and all the things people are making Aliyah, we see literally in front of our eyes the prophecy Hashem is bringing back everyone there. People are wearing techeles, white and blue, white and techeles, because that started when we got the land of Israel. Before nobody did it. Why it happened? Because it corresponds to Malchus. It's a hint to the Malchus. Even the colors white and blue, I think, is connected to that on the flag. It connects as a reminder of the Malchus that is hidden behind the white, that is coming, and it was lost until we got Israel back. Why all of a sudden it happens now when we got Israel back? It's a sign that the Malchus is coming, and that we're approaching to the end quickly, to the end of time. And therefore, I celebrate just the fact that Hashem gave us back our country, and I'm celebrating the hiddenness of it, the fact that the Hashgacha Pratis, and that behind all the secular things and the physical things, let's remember, when Hashem makes something, when He made Adam, He first made the body, and then He blew into him the soul. Nefesh Chaya. At the beginning, He made a body of clay, which is nothing, which is disgusting, which seems like lifeless, but then He infused it with holiness, and that the state of Israel, the nation of Israel, Israel, the same thing. we have to understand there's two parts, the soul and the body, and the male and the female. And the more secular or the more people who are active in the physical life, who are less connected to Torah, are the female part, the one who are involved with the land, the one involved physically with the land. And then you have the ones who are learning, and that's the spirit behind it. And since the beginning of time, since Cain and Hevel, which where Cain and Hevel represents, there is that fight, Cain and Hevel, and then all the brothers were fighting. Yosef and his brothers, same thing. And today we're the same thing. The people are learning, the people are fighting or taking care of the land. So we have to understand those are the heart, the soul and the body, and they're both important. The soul needs the body needs the heart, and they have to respect each other. The moment they don't respect each other, they're gonna kill each other. Cain and Hevel try to kill each other. Yosef and the brothers try to kill each other. All that is happening now. In the same way, one takes the form of secular life of Israel, and the other one takes the form of ultra-religious Orthodox fanatic. So I think I personally feel it's necessary to celebrate and to say Hallel without a bracha, obviously, but we have to I think of both sides, and if, whatever side you choose, understand not to make the same mistake as Cain and Hevel, not to make the same mistake as Yosef and the brothers, to want to kill each other. No, then the same thing is going to happen. The student of Rabbi Akiva, even Hillel and Shammai, were fighting tremendously. Elu ve'elu, there's elu ve'elu, and I think people who learn a bit more of the secrets of Torah will have more clarity on it, because on the simple level, pshat level, it's very hard. It's very hard to understand. I mean, there's the basic prophecies that we see, that whatever it says, that the land is going to give back its products, but we don't know exactly how Shem is going to do it. So we expect things to go exactly, a certain way, like the best possible way. No, Hashem does it in a twisted way, because the Satan is trying to get us. The forces of evil are trying to attack us directly. So it can't be too obvious. So I wish Chag Sameach everyone, and I thank Hashem for the land of Israel. And I'm telling you, for people who have never dealt directly with Chilonim, with secular people of Zionists, obviously there are some who are, really, really not good people and want to destroy everything, but if a lot of them is because there was no love from the religious people. I've spent time with the soldiers from the most leftist, and then when he met me, he changed his opinion about the religious people, about the Jews in general, because they think we hate them, they think that we're not mensch, or they think we're whatever they think. Until there's real love, and we showed love and respect to the other side, we will not succeed. Doesn't matter how big of a Talmid Chacham you are, you can be a shmata inside. That's not how it works. Student of Rabbi Akiva died. Lack of respect, a little bit for an opinion in Torah. That's how destructive we can be, because we just completely dismiss the other side and make them feel bad. They think you're lower than me and you don't understand, and you think you're secular, you don't know anything. At the end, we have to be humanistic, and we have to be loving, and we have to be respectful. That's the key to real redemption. Everybody says it. Do you love the Chiloni? Do you love the secular? Do you love your brother that is completely opposite side of you, that completely disagree with you? Make your enemy your friend. What do you think that enemy is? Enemy is your Yitzhara. Your enemy is also the person, your brother. And until we understand that, we'll still be fighting wars, and still want to kill each other, and still be sent to exile, like Chas v'Shalom, like Yosef and the brothers. So we have to strengthen and realize that, strengthen ourselves and realize that the key is to show more love to the Chilonim, to the secular, to accept them for who they are, and respect each other, and that will start. I can promise you that in 20 years, most, first of all, even the very secular part of Israel is getting infused with more and more holiness and kedusha, because the land of Israel is becoming more filled with kedusha and Torah and all that, and it's little, but it can be direct, it can be too obvious, and the Israel army also one day will be all religious, will be all religious people, because that's the future. We're going towards kedusha, but the way to go there seems unconventional, seems not clear. That's the way of the world. Before the light comes, let's come with a good thought. Before the delivery of a baby, before life comes death. Delivery becomes with tremendous blood and pain and God forbid death sometimes, right? That's how delivery happens. A birth of a baby comes the greatest light, greatest soul, and that's really what's happening. We had, before Israel came, the Holocaust, and I'm not saying that you needed the Holocaust to get Israel. We don't know, it's too deep, we don't understand, but clearly out of that tremendous darkness came a birth, and the birth happened in a way that we got Israel. The UN wanted to, they thought, UN, they gave Israel, they thought the Arabs were all around, they're going to destroy us, they're going to finish us, and they didn't think that we would survive. We didn't think we would survive. Hashem again made tremendous miracles, 6 days war, all that, everything doesn't make sense. The fact that we're one of the top 10 countries in the world in high tech and everything, all that doesn't make sense. The whole thing, we don't make sense according to history. The wars not studied because they don't make sense, and we have to be aware of that. It is the greatest miracle in front of our eyes, and therefore I think Yom Ha'atzmaut should be a day of celebration, not celebrating the secular state, but celebrating that God gave us a country, and we're standing, we're independent. Atzmaut also is the power from Atma. It's like the power that we have to be independent, to stand as Jews, proud Jews, to stand and start becoming a light into the nation, hopefully, little by little. So may we all be able to rejoice on that day. For those who disagree, it's fine. I still love you with my whole heart. You're allowed to have your opinion, and we'll see at the end how it ends. But elu ve'elu, as long as you do it, you disagree with love, with respect, with a fight for truth, that's fine. I will respect you too. But the moment you just do it the wrong way, then you didn't understand. You're the worst Jew, really. You're making the same mistake that we did through course history. So agree to disagree, and love you all, and I hope we'll all be very soon all Israel with a holy Torah directing our people and the laws, and but the last step is that we all move there. We have to stop saying Leshana b'Yerushalayim and really Leshana Zeh b'Yerushalayim to let's go. We need to go there and to settle there, or at least if you're not able to go right away, to long for it. How much do you desire to go to Israel? We have to push our kids to want to go to Israel. Doesn't matter with secular or not secular, just to go in the earth. It's available. All the big rabbis, the Rambam, they all, Vinagan, they all wanted to go. Many died on the way. It was hard, but they tried more towards the end of their life. But we have to try everything we can to go there. We have been crying for thousands of years to go there, and our purpose is to be there. And God, the God took us out of Egypt and made us the Jewish people to be in part of the land. Unless we are in the land, it's like the soul and the body, same thing. Unless the Jewish people are in the land, it's like the soul missing from the land. And once there will be that connection of the soul of the Jewish people in the land of Israel, then it'll be a full body. It'll be the complete. It'll be rebirth. It'll be the new Israel. It'll be the redemption with Moshiach. But we have to. I mean, that's Moshiach will complete it. But if you do it or go do it on your own, then you get more merit. So let us at least plan or long for it and desire it and have our children want it and discuss with our friends about it. It is hard to go to Israel, but 3 things are achieved through suffering: Olam Haba, Torah, and Israel. So it is difficult. It's not meant to be easy. If you wait till it's easy, you'll never get there. So let's try not to be discouraged. And I'm speaking to myself, but speaking to everyone at the same time. We have to make some effort and speak about it all the time until it happens. May it be very soon. B'Mar Yanu with Moshiach. Amen. Ken Yatzon.